Ladies, gentlemen, Tommy Tallarico taint lickers alike, let's call this what it is, a dumpster fire. Holy crap, we just talked about the Intellivision Amico the other day. Tommy Tallarico stepping down as CEO and how the company's doing yet another campaign trying to seek investors. When I first looked at this, there's only like a couple investors. They had like $1,000. Now you got 33 investors throwing money at something that may never come to fruition. As it's been reported today via numerous websites, is that Intellivision may never even deliver this product. They haven't generated any revenue since the launch of the idea of the product. Holy crap, right? They have an SEC filing that you can take a look at their finances, how much Tommy Tallarico pays himself, all that good stuff, and just kind of really dig through it. It's like a lot of pages, man. Ain't nobody got time for all that. What is this? There's like some kind of, oh yeah, they got their whole investment campaign listed there. But yeah, there's a lot going on here, but they talk about in the SEC filing the risks associated. There's always risks associated with investing. There's, investing in a company or personally investing your time and money into a product that you're interested in. There's a risk. Doesn't matter when the Nintendo Switch first came out or was coming out and people put down deposits, reserved the system, or bought it when it came out. There was a risk involved in that as well. There's always an assumed risk. You risk purchasing something that may not deliver on your hopes and dreams and expectations. And the Intellivision Amico, there's some very high risks here for people who want to invest in the company to own a piece of something that hasn't generated any money, selling greeting cards and t-shirts to numerous people, not that many, in all honesty. The investment in the company involves a high degree of risk and should be considered by those who can afford the loss of their entire investment, because they have to warn you. Things aren't looking freaking good, dude. Like, you put your money into this, you're putting, all of these 33 people who put like $37,000, you're going to lose that freaking money. But just call it what it is, right? For instance, Intellivision pointed out that it's possible that it may never have an operational product or service. You know what this reminds me of? Theranos. That woman with the Elizabeth Holmes or whatever, it's the same thing. Selling dreams and fantasies, but at the Theranos thing, it was like Star Trek type technologies that just couldn't work and whatever. I get the same vibe. These people have showcased nothing, right? They've shown some gameplay footage and then, of things with placeholder or stolen assets from games or there's such thing as placeholders, but you guys haven't done a good job of advertising your product. It's just ridiculous, man. But yeah, this is reminding me kind of that, where it's just it's all gonna fall apart. And it already seems like it is, and there's gonna be people who are in extreme denial. And don't get it twisted. Like, I don't live and breathe the Intellivision Amico. In all honesty, I could care less. I have my $100 down on this fucking thing. I bought the cardboard greeting cards that may never be used for anything. Holy crap, I don't even have, like, maybe if Tommy Tallarico would have signed them, they would have been worth like $3 a pop instead of the $150 I paid for them or whatever. But they hold no value right now, those greeting cards. And in the future, which is one of my like things that I was concerned with, is like, you guys released physical product. It's physical in that it exists and I can hold it in my hands, but there's nothing to go along with it. It's like you bought peanut butter and jelly, but you ain't got no bread. You know what I'm saying? The hell? All right, let's continue on. It's possible that there may never be a fully operational Intellivision Amico, the document reads. This is in that filing. You could read all this shit, man. This isn't made up. So, oh my God, I can't wait. The people who are like, you guys are just haters. No, man, no. Just having fun, dude. None of this shit's serious. It's not. I got my money in it, but you know what? I've made it back through videos that I've created. You know what I'm saying? I ain't sweating it. But the people who haven't gotten a return on their investments and may never see a return, which I'm talking about the people who pre-order this thing. Like, what happens if this company folds? Are they going to refund everybody's money? We're going to have class action lawsuits? It's possible that the failure to release the product is the result of a change in business model upon the companies making a determination that the business model or some other factor will not be in the best interest of the company and its stockholders, members, creditors. So the only thing that you have decided to do, which was create a console that doesn't have a household name, but you're depending on families who, according to their little crowdfunding campaign, you know, people have been drawn away. Families have been torn apart from gaming because it's so complicated and expensive. Like, people are not gaming. Families are just like, fuck this, I'm out. I can't do this anymore. It's too competitive. I'm isolated, like, from the world. And then you go on to say, oh yeah, gaming has been booming because of this virus and pandemic and shit. It's up 20%. All this revenue. But no, families are out. Families are out, and we're in to bring them back. And there's this untapped potential of a marketplace to bring all this revenue in. I think there was a spot in this thing where, like, where was it, man? In this damn SEC filing, like they talk about how, oh, here we go. This is what I wanted to talk about. In their SEC filing, console gaming, the segment is dominated by the three main console companies, Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo. And these companies have been battling for the top end of the market with cutting-edge hardware technologies and a goal of immersive, lifelike experiences. Yeah. Okay, that's Sony and Microsoft they're referring to, not Nintendo, apparently. Because Nintendo's like, no, they're a little different. They're a little different. With the most recent console releases, PS5, Series X, similar to PC gaming, the majority of console markets consist of games that cater to more hardcore gamers that spend a significant amount of time playing video games as part of their general entertainment activities. Nintendo has seen competition from multiple fronts, from the high end, Sony and Microsoft, but also from the bottom up in mobile gaming, which is now the largest segment in revenue and users. This has required Nintendo to adjust their strategy as they've pulled up and down market to maintain cross-compatible support. Nintendo has had to spend more on hardware to ensure an acceptable level of performance. What? Yeah, they've invested a lot in hardware technologies to compete with Sony and Microsoft. I don't think so. Right? At the same time, the mobile gaming market, which its low cost of entry and mobile convenience has pushed Nintendo to support a portable screen form factor and offer multiple different hardware options to meet both the performance requirements, higher end gamers, and lower price point. You know, you want to know what it is? The console gaming segment represents approximately 28% of the overall video game market. When they talk about like Nintendo like this, I don't really understand it because, first off, Nintendo's not really trying to meet performance. What Nintendo does is delivers experiences that gamers want. And there are a lot of motherfuckers out there who want to play Animal Crossing, who want to play Super Mario. There's like familiar franchises. Nintendo's grasped retro gaming and nostalgia by the balls, right? You grew up in the 80s, 90s, 2000s. You know Nintendo. You know their franchises. And they have that in their grasps, that just familiarity of people who know these franchises. Nintendo has continually put out hardware that doesn't necessarily compete with the other big companies out there as far as like performance-wise. It's they deliver on the experiences. And the one thing that I constantly have been thinking, well, not constantly because I don't lose sleep over this shit. I'm letting you know I don't. Just fun. It's funny. It's entertainment. But the one thing I think about with the Intellivision Amico is the games that they have shown. Now, okay, you're your own thing. I get it. But take those games and imagine them on the Nintendo Switch eShop. Imagine them on the PlayStation Store, the Xbox Store. How well would those do? How well would they blend in with every other game that's on there that nobody buys? Like, would they stand out? Because those stores are flooded. Nintendo's eShop is horrible. And guaranteed their games would get lost in the mix too, unless they had something extremely stand out. Okay, the one argument is Earthworm Jim, is that's one of their standout things. I argue that Earthworm Jim is just as niche as the Intellivision. A lot of us know Earthworm Jim, but at the same time, I don't think it's like one of the biggest franchises ever. You know what I mean? I've played those games. They hold no like I don't have no nostalgia for Earthworm Jim because I never really cared for those games too much, but I see the potential of a new entry that could do some things. And that's like all they have that is still grasping at a very small niche market. You know what I mean? Like families, these little kids that they've shown in their videos that they've paid to high five each other and play the Amico. Do they know who Earthworm Jim is? No. So, I mean, if they show this game, it's all cartoony, maybe it attracts some people. But really, their whole library of games that they've shown, nothing stands out in the sense that if you put it on another marketplace that it would do necessarily well. Maybe some would be, would beat that and do decent. But, like, when I think of that is what my point is like, I think then how appealing is it to buy a whole new hardware for these games? You know what I mean? There's going to be people who are all excited for Shark and Astro Smash, whatever the hell it is, and stuff like that. But like, it's too limited, man. Too limited. What else does this thing say? That it just, none of this might be in the best interest of the people who've invested in it. And they've invested in it because this is the only thing they're selling. So, yeah, it might not be in the best interest. Yeah. Has a limited history upon which an evaluation of its performance and future prospects can be made. This has not generated profit. It's sustained losses since inception. So it's like this dumpster fire, just there's more fuel being added to it, everything that's going on. And I've said, like, they just need to get this thing out there. But now there's talks of, oh, there may be price increases. It may never come out. Like, is this the end? Is this the end of the Amico? I don't know, because this 30-something thousand dollars that fucking people have invested, the early bird family and friends special, like, maybe you got a coin with that too, one of those Intellivision coins. The 33 they ain't really, like, come on now. Like, this ain't saving the company, dude. You've been paying, like, all these employees through numerous office spaces that you rent throughout the world, paying salaries. I just imagine, what are these people doing at the office all day? They're just like, fuck, like, let's just collect this paycheck until it's over. I guarantee you there's people who work for this company who are already seeking other employment. Like, it just seems crazy, man. What have they been doing? Chip shortages, this shortage. These games should have been out over a year ago, but you still show them and they're not finished. I hope it eventually comes out, but yeah, this might not have been the right way for them to go. Maybe they should have just been a publisher and just Intellivision publishing, get all these games put out there somehow. But like I said earlier, I don't know how well some of this stuff would have stood out. But sometimes lightning strikes, man. They could have had a hit and it could have done extremely well on the Switch or something else. But no, those consoles are the devil. They're the devil. We need families to play on something that will not corrupt your soul. Right? Appreciate you guys. Bye.